Good afternoon and welcome to Superscreen News at 12. I am Olamide Onka, reaching you live from Lagos. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the National Emergency Management Authority, NEMA, to commence an assessment of the extent of damages in communities affected by violence caused by herdsmen-farmers clashes in some parts of the country. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, who was represented by Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, disclosed this during the inaugural meeting of the recently composed Governing Council of NEMA at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Oshibajo organized the agency to devote more resources to public sensitization regarding matters of emergency in the country and what the public needed to do in such circumstance. The Vice President added that NEMA should engage stakeholders more to participate in addressing its responsibilities, including the private sector and the civil society organizations. Nigeria will be a nation of pride to its citizens and its lost glories will be restored. The senior pastor of Divine Appointment Ministry International, Reverend Ben Eragbai, expressed his optimism at a service to pray for Nigeria's restoration and unity.
As Nigeria continues to battle with her myriads of security and economic challenges, especially with a series of kidnapping of girls from northern parts of the country and the herdsman-farmers crisis that has led to the death of many, some pastors have continued to hope in God for peace to reign in the country. One of such clerics is Reverend Ben Eragbai, who held a service to pray for Nigeria's restoration.
This nation as Nigeria, restore us. The same way Jesus rose, let Nigeria rise again. The same way Jesus rose, let Nigeria rise again. Death could not hold him captive. The Roman soldiers could not hold him captive. Even the Jews that were against him could not hold him captive. Father, we are saying, any satanic power that has hijacked this nation, we command their yoke to be broken. Let Nigeria be a nation that we will all be proud of. Let it be a nation that we will all be proud of. A nation that will no longer be a reproach. A nation that will no longer be ashamed to bring out our passports. Help us as a nation. Help us. We have missed it, Lord. Help us. We missed several opportunities. Help us. For all kinds of bloodshed, Lord, have mercy. Help us, Lord.
Reverend Ben also encouraged Nigerians not to allow poverty in life, challenging them to rise above every limitation the country presents.
The reason for poverty is we allow our brain to go comatose. We allow our brain to just, well, nothing, you put on TV. You begin to watch. If you really need it, TV will go off. Newspaper will go off. Everything goes off. You are thinking, what do I do? How do I do? Where do I go? Which business do I do? What do I do? You are thinking. Praise the Lord. Are you all with me this morning? It makes you to wake up. It makes you to want more. I repeat myself. If you look at this scripture we read, why they were complaining, they now say, why was it not sold and given to the poor? Jesus said, the poor you will have with you always. Prophecy. But me, I will not have poverty.
With prayers and encouragement of this nature for Nigeria, it is hope that the country will get better. Atinikyo Way Ajiboye, Superscreen News.
A lawmaker representing Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, has dared the ruling All Progressives Congress APC and opposition People's Democratic Party PDP to release their list of sins following the recent naming and shaming of alleged looters displayed by both parties. Sani described the party's action as an entertainment to the nation. The federal government, through the Information Minister, Lai Mohammed, had released the list of persons who allegedly looted Nigeria's economy on the PDP's watch, describing the list as just a tip of the iceberg. Mohammed released the list after the ruling party was dared by the PDP to do so, following corruption allegations made by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo against the former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration in the past years. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has maintained that despite the looters list released, the federal government has no case against PDP. The party, in a statement, claimed the federal government only released the alleged looters list in order to divert attention from the faults of its administration. They also challenged the ruling All Progressives Congress to name any member of the rebranded PDP convicted for corruption. The party, in the statement, which was signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondinyo, alleged that the essence of the alleged looters list was to cause public misconception and divert international and public discourse from various issues in the nation. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the Coalition for Nigeria Movement, CNM, has supported former President Olusegun Obasanjo's assertion that President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is a failure. PDP and CNM, which disclosed this to journalists, advised President Buhari to accept criticisms, maintaining that the former president spoke the minds of Nigerians on President Buhari's performance. The national chairman of the PDP, Uche Secondus, said the party is not surprised at the summation of the president's scorecard as a failure by the former president. A group of street sweepers attached to Edo State Waste Management Board in Benin have staged a protest to demand payment of their unpaid 6-month salaries. Spokesperson of the group, Glory Omorije, said the workers have found things difficult, particularly in catering for their family needs. The group, who narrated their ordeal, called on the government to heed their cries and pay salaries which dates as far back as October 2017.
They said they pay us for that 6 months. Now we they draw. They'll say have patient. I can't reach 6 months now. That 6 months now, they don't want to pay us. We become last 2 weeks now. He beg us for getting, now we go back. We still come today now because he want to see for hard now. We know what make our money they grant. The first money when we first sweep now 6 months they don't pay. We'll still start from the 7 months again. Make them pay us now.
May God may beg. Where God may pay our money. We get in risk. So we go on robbers will let us. What our folk? Even our co-worker. I'm robber rape. You rape one. This is a rape one. About 10 weeks ago, I rape one. Because we sweep. He was in prophecy. We not get us man. So one night he get that's now. He broke leg. I tell as part of this work. Nobody help the woman. I beg government. Pay our money.
A member of the House of Representatives, Mutiu Shadimu, has charged youths in Oshodi Solo local government area to be self-independent by using their skills to create employment for themselves. Shadimu gave the charge at a program to celebrate youths who participated in a 3-month skill acquisition program in the vicinity.
The advice given by the second richest man in the world, Bill Gates, that the federal government should invest more in human resources does not come as a surprise to some public office holders. For this House of Representative member, Mutiu Shadimu, representing Oshodi Solo Constituency 1, he believes investing in human capital is a panacea for growth and national development. Speaking at an economic empowerment program organized to youths in Oshodi Solo local government area, Shadimu decried the level of unemployment in the country, charging the graduates to be self-reliant, just as others speak on the initiative to train these youths on different skills.
There's so much property in the land, and unemployment is growing, and youths are becoming more criminals because they don't have anything to do. They're hiding. Therefore, the only thing I can do is to ensure a kind of empowerment to them. So gradually, we can liberate the mind of the youth, can engage them so that they have something to do, they can feed themselves, no matter how small. So I think that will take them away a bit from the crime.
In collaboration with the National Directorate of Employment, some people across party line, across religious line, whether you are PDP, you are APC, whatever, that does not matter, as long as you are constituents in the constituency of Honorable Sabi. Not only training them and allow them to go out like that, they should have instruments so that they can start the job they want to plan on their own, so that they will be self-employment. They be self-employed. You know, we don't have employment as we used to have it in the white collar side. And they have decided to provide all the kits that they need so that they'll be able to stand on their own, and in a very short while they will also become an employer of labor.
Most of the ladies, most of the boys that we thought would be useless in the society, I believe with this, they will be able to help themselves. They will be able to help themselves out. At least getting something to put in the mouth, it means a lot. They have been empowered. It is now left to them to do what they ought to do.
There's serious poverty on this land, and these people should take this thing as a privilege, as their own national cake. It's better to start small than for you to expect a million. These people should go out there and be employment labor and help to solve the problem of poverty and insecurity in the nation.
The graduates expressed joy and their willingness to take their skills to the next level.
Today was the best day for me because I've been hearing empowerment since I was born. Today I see that the empowerment is real. And by empowering us now, it's just like somebody who is give me fish, don't give me fish, show me how to make the fish. Now our honorable now have shown us how to catch the fish, not to give me fish. By doing this thing today, I was so happy because now I can be able to do something that will help my family and help other people.
More than 3 months, we've been learning this training. So he gave us kits, makeups is there. We've done up to like 3 or 4 seminars, and it's okay.
My advice for youth like myself is that whenever they see an opportunity like this, they should not shy away from it. They should key themselves into it because it's going to enable them to overcome the challenge of unemployment.
Worthy of note is that the training is organized in conjunction with the National Directorate of Employment. With trainings like these, expectations are high that Nigeria is on its way to eradicating poverty.
The Nigerian Police Force says it will arraign Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District Dino Melai and the 4 suspects rearrested for alleged conspiracy and unlawful possession of prohibited firearms at the Federal High Court in Lokoja on May 10. ACP Jimoh Moshood, who said this while parading rearrested suspects in Kogi State, also confirmed that 2 of the suspects are still at large. The police PRO also gave information on how the suspects were arrested by men of the Nigerian Police Force.
The 2 principal suspects, that's Kabiru Saidu and Nuhu Salisu, they are going to be arraigned in court on 10th of May 2018, along with Senator Dino Melai and Mohamed Audu, for which the Federal High Court Lokoja have issued a criminal summons for them to appear on that date. I want to equally say that the Nigerian Police Force wrote to the Senate President on the 2nd of March 2018, asking the Senate President to impress it on Senator Dino Melai the need for him to appear before the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, on the 7th of March 2018. But up till now, as we speak, the senator has refused to show up. And when the case came up on the 16th of March 2018, the court issued a criminal summons on Senator Dino Melai to appear in court on the 28th of March 2018. And it was on this day that these 2 principal suspects had indicted escaped from lawful custody. And the court adjourned the matter to the 10th of May 2018.
Moshood warned that the police would not relent in its effort to check activities of unscrupulous politicians, adding that they must adhere to the bidding of the Constitution. He commended members of the public for giving information to the police, which led to the arrest of the suspect. You will recall that Senator Milai had given a 48-hour ultimatum to the Inspector General of Police to produce the escaped prisoners or risks being sued.
This was hereby called on Senator Milai, on whose warrant of arrest had been issued and they have been declared wanted and equally listed red alert on the Interpol for him to see reason why he should honor the order of court and appear in court on the 10th of May 2018. The Nigerian Police Force is at liberty to ensure that nobody is above the law, nobody is a secret cow, except those who have immunity as recognized by the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So Senator Dino Milai, in his own interest, should make himself available in court on the 10th of May 2018.
Nigeria has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to order an investigation into more than 80,000 ghost officers discovered in the police payroll. The group said such investigations would demonstrate the government's seriousness in the fight against corruption. NOPRIN's national coordinator, Chukwu Nwanguma, said some people should be held responsible and made to account for the grand corruption and self-enrichment. You will recall that 80,115 ghost officers were discovered following the integration of the payroll of the Nigeria Police Force into the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System. The data obtained from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation showed the staff count of police officers stood at 291,685 with a gross salary of 22.3 billion as against the 371,800 often quoted as the numbers of members of the police force in Nigeria. The Commissioner of Police in Imo State, Chris Ezike, has detained 3 policemen attached to the anti-cultism unit of the command for allegedly threatening to frame some journalists and collecting a 10,000 naira bribe from them. The victims were members of the Online Media Practitioners Association of Nigeria, who attended the association's convention in Owerri between March 30th and 31st. The CP, who disclosed this to journalists, said he had given the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department 7 days to conclude investigation into the matter. Ezike said the policemen will face an orderly room trial and if found culpable of the allegation. The Lagos State government has directed asphalt producing company in Ijora Olopa area of the state to stop producing over the emissions released from the firm's plant in the community. The State Ministry of Environment, who disclosed this, said a notice had been served on the company's Righteous Construction Company Nigeria Limited, adding that the police backup had been sought to seal the firm. Residents in the area, especially children, suffered health challenges ranging from breathing, chest pain difficulty and cough, as well as eye problems. They also lamented that particles from the emissions escaped into their apartment, contaminating the water, food and clothes spread on the line. The Commissioner for Environment Ministry, Babatunde Durosimieti, said he had ordered the stoppage of operations from the firm. You're watching Superscreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Do stay with us. Welcome back. And now for some business story. The federal government has urged members of countries of the Niger Basin Authority to pay their contributions in order to effectively develop the region, which currently has over 130 million population. According to the government, the development of the Niger Basin cannot be achieved without total funding, as the livelihood of millions of residents of the region is at risk. Speaking on behalf of the Nigerian government at the technical experts meeting on the 36th ordinary session of the Council of Ministers of the NBA in Abuja, The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, said the climate change had dealt a severe blow to the region. Suleiman, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, Musa Ibrahim, told delegates at the event that the Niger Basin area is rich in its diversity and has a population of more than 130 million people. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachiku, has inaugurated Owando PLC's new office space called the Wings Office Complex in Lagos State. Kachiku, who congratulated Owando for the achievement, said Owando has shown uniqueness as a Nigerian oil company, showing support to the government and Nigerian populace. The Group Chief Executive Officer, Owando PLC, Wale Tinubu, also said passion is not the only driving force of the organization, as their ambition also drives them. Still talking business, foreign portfolio investors' transaction at the Nigerian Stock Exchange has dropped by 123 billion naira in the first 2 months of the year. Domestic transaction fell to 128.83 billion in February from 274.32 billion recorded in December, according to the Nigerian Stock Exchange Domestic and FPI report. Foreign portfolio investments stood at 82.22 billion in February compared to 206.48 billion recorded in December. Total transactions at the nation's bourse dropped by 55.9% from 480.80 billion naira in December to 212.05 billion in February. A total of 394.44 billion transactions were recorded in the month of January. However, the cumulative transactions from January to February increased significantly by 257.96% from 164.3 billion recorded in 2007 in 2018. The Chartered Institute of Forensic and Investigative Auditors have called on the federal government to raise the audit standards in the country so as to curb the high level of fraud in the Nigeria's financial system. The president of the institute, Victoria Enape, who disclosed this in Abuja, said the move would inspire public confidence in the Nigerian financial system. Enape said that in view of the rising cases of fraud and corrupt practices in the country, raising the audit standards would engender integrity, objectivity, and trust in accounting and financial reporting process. She also said the practice of auditing had no dedicated professional body regulating it, noting that this had given financial accountants the opportunity to claim autonomy to the field. You're watching Superscreen News at 12. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take some foreign stories as well as some sports news. Stay with us.